Hey guys, thank you for tuning back. I know it's been a fun day, it's been an exciting day, it's been a full day. But you know the party's not over. We got John Cooper from Skillet. You guys totally like rocked it. Even though it was raining, it started to pour down, but we can feel the electricity in the air. It was a lot of fun. And we just want to ask you, we've been on Twitter all day, we've been on Facebook and Twitter, and people have been tweeting in, and they want to know, how did you get your name?
My name. My parents gave it to me. Ha ha ha.
As in,
you get that joke?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Lame. Anyway, Skillet came because when we first got together, we were all from different bands, and it was actually my pastor. He said, hey, you should start a band with this other guitar player. I think you guys would do good together. He said, it'd be fun. You could call it Skillet. It'd be like throwing all these ingredients in a big skillet. And I was like, yeah, okay.
There's no extreme deep meaning that tugs at your heart. It's just
unfortunately, no. I'm sorry to everyone listening.
Well, you can always just use that story a little, spice it up a bit, you know.
You could spice it up. I like in the Skillet motion. That's good.
Yeah, that's good. We've been playing along with the Skillet name all day. It's
yes.
like the Team Frying Pan Squad. Or
I like that actually.
Yeah. So there's another question: is what is the hardest part of your ministry, or hardest part of just living in the ministry?
Hardest part. Let's see. I think keeping a good focus of the ministry, especially Christian music's a little different than, say, preaching, as a pastor or something, because your job is 100% ministry and 100% business, rock star. You got to do this, you got to be a showman, you got to do this big thing. So I think finding that mix between, I'm doing the very best I can do as a rock star, you got to give them a good show, but at the same time I know that there's a reason we're doing all of this platform is to glorify his name, So I think that's one of the harder things about my job is just keeping it focused, Keep it about the Lord, but do a great job on your show, as much as you can.
Yeah, and then as a musician that faith focused, you guys are playing secular venues. You guys are playing with people that haven't heard the gospel, and you've been using it as an evangelical tool. But what about temptation? Like, how have you been able to avoid temptation in these secular venues?
Right. That hasn't been as hard as what I would have thought. Probably because we dealt with all those things a long time ago, right? Coming into this, it's very important as a Christian band, I think, to have your brothers and your sisters in your band. I have sisters in my band. Be 100% like-minded. Some Christian bands get out and they've got like a guy that loves God, but a lot of guys that really are on the fence. And you need those people to talk to you and say, I need to talk to you about what's going on in my life. I'm having a hard time with this or this or this. And they keep you accountable, and you just stay away from that stuff. So I think it's a big part of being a light in the world, going in it and saying, every single day is a day that I'm in battle, and to be a light for Christ. So that's what Skillet tries to do. Every tour we do, we say, we're going into battle, and I want God to use me today in this venue.
Your message as a band is very, you guys have a lot of deep talks. You're not a band that's all about flash. You're like a steak. You got the sizzle, but you got a lot of meat. Another sizzle, sort of a little skillet, little analogy. But you guys got a lot of meat. You guys talk about serious things with your music. You talk about suicidal thoughts and depression. And one of the things is how can you, as a Christian, how can you deal with it as a friend of someone that's going through suicidal thoughts, or someone that is having those suicidal thoughts?
The biggest thing Skillet does, and I would say to anyone listening now, is that if you're going through a hard time, and a lot of people want to talk to Skillet, or Toby Mac, or whatever it is, the best thing you can do, honestly, is to talk to a youth worker at your church, a pastor at your church, a Christian friend, whatever that is, because bands like us, I'm never going to meet you, I'm never going to be your buddy, probably. Probably, never know. And I always tell people, I can pray with you now, but what you need to do is find someone to say, hey, I'm going through a hard time. I need you to be with me and stand with me, teach me how to live for Jesus, because I don't believe that Jesus wants any of us, God doesn't want us being on our own. He doesn't want us to be weak. I believe he wants us to be strong. He wants us to be a light to the world. So my best advice is, number one, God, if you're going through that, if you feel worthless, if you feel like a failure, to know that God loves you, to know that Jesus gave his life for you because you're special to him, so you're not actually worthless. And my number two thing is, I say you got to find somebody to talk to and say, help me in my faith, I'm struggling.
That's great. And we're open. If you have questions, please press that button that have questions. And if you have prayed the prayer, please pray the prayer. We're also on Facebook and Twitter. So tomorrow We're coming back at this. We're not done. We got this whole thing coming back again tomorrow. We got some sweet bands. We got Lange Loose, Michael W. Smith. We got a cool show ready for you guys tomorrow. But yeah, just remember, Facebook and Twitter is happening. Hashtag Rock the Lakes. It's happening, guys. Thanks, John. I'll let you get out of the rain. It's a trade-off. You can go back and dry off, and Amy will take your place. You're done. You're done for the night. All right, thanks.